ruined it by slamming your thing down. But here we go. Stop it. An umpire and a vampire square off week after week, reviewing movies outside their own strike zone. This week's movies: the 1983 unknown origin, and the 2017 Balls of Fury. That's not the right date. Starring Christopher Walken, Peter Weller.
Yeah, keep going.
Done. Is it not done already?
It's done already.
Oh, I'm really sorry, people. Starring Christopher Walken, Peter Weller, Maggie Q, Shannon Tweed, Dan Fogelberg, James Hong, and a sadistic, maniacal rat.
Okay.
Now two guys who always shoot for the moon, knowing if they miss, they'll hit the sun. Tim Kretschmann and Jeff Miller.
Hey!
That ended soon, and I know that I wasn't off. No.
It did end soon, but
Okay,
I don't
thank
know
you.
why.
Because this season has been a bunch of kafung
Well, you just announced that Dan Fogelberg was in one of the movies.
It's not Dan Fogelberg.
Yeah, it's Dan Folger.
No, it's... Hold on, it's
Dan
upside
Folger.
down. Dan Fogler.
Yeah, but you said...
Well, maybe he was in there too, we didn't know.
You don't know.
But here's the thing.
You don't know.
Isn't this a better view, folks? We've raised the camera. It looks a lot better now.
You think so?
I do.
Okay.
My fans have been...
There are a lot of fans. Hey, everybody, you're watching Dead on the Bases for reasons that are kind of nobody seems to know why you're watching. I'm Tim Kretschmann. I'm the Vamp, and I love horror movies. Jeff over there, he's called the Ump because he calls it straight down the middle. The middle of what? We don't know, and neither does he. But Jeff is a sports fan. So, of course, I give horror movies to the sports fan, and he gives me really horrible movies.
I give you sports movies that
are horrible.
That can teach you and educate you.
Oh, my God. Like tonight's selection, Balls of Fury.
Balls, and we have... cheese balls for the show.
Don't make a mess. Look, he's gonna make a mess.
We have cheese balls for the Balls of Fury.
And in your balls, okay. And the horror film
Triple O of unknown origin. If you watch the movie,
Triple O.
Yes. If you watch the movie,
if you look, that is the letter U.
No.
Did you not watch Sesame Street?
Well, listen to what I'm saying, and you're going to hear what I'm going to say.
Unknown.
Listen.
Unknown origin.
Right, but if you watch the movie, in the opening credits, the O's are all lined up. Dunk, dunk, dunk. That's what it's the Triple O. I call this the Triple O.
You're out of your mind.
You watch the opening credit. They line up all the O's. They want you to call it the Triple O. They don't want it to be O-U-O. That's like if we were talking computer talk, it'd be I-O-I-O-I-O-I-O. No, it's O-O-O of unknown origin. I don't like the name, by the way. It should just be Rat.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Okay, listen. You can't do that when I'm drinking.
I can do whatever.
No, because I almost spit that out over this council that... Oh, my God. Don't make me say Craig Council.
I didn't make you say Craig Council.
You said council. I said council.
Didn't say council once.
Ugh. All right. I'm going first tonight.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
You don't really seem like you are, but we're going to try it anyway. Hey, everybody. It's time for Jafe to bring you his movie.
The Triple O.
What the hell is wrong with you today?
1983's of... This is really a hard title to say, just so you know.
Okay.
Of known...
Much like Dan Fogelberg.
But no, listen. Of unknown. No, that's right. I said it right. Oh, was that my email?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so just...
We don't need to push that with all the emails you get. I'm going to have to buy more server space.
Here's what happened. It tapped out this week. I had to delete some. I'm really sorry if I deleted your fan mail, but here we go. Of unknown origin, otherwise known as the Triple O or Rat. It's a 1983 horror movie that's 1 hour and 28 minutes long. And I know people enjoy that. I tell them how long it is because you have to know how much time.
And it's right there on IMDb for you. That's nice.
People,
you don't have to write it down or think or anything.
Right. But I don't think. So just don't even worry about it. Just go to the IMDb. But the IMDb is good stuff, man. It's good stuff. I will never say that I don't go there because I go there. All right?
Right.
So I'm going to go there now. So I'll tell you what.
I'm going to go there, everybody. I'm going there.
Triple O. I'm not going to even bury the lead on this.
Triple O.
I'm not going to even bury the lead. I enjoyed this movie.
You did.
But the question is, how much did Jeff enjoy it?
Well, okay.
I'm going to get into
Did you notice that I gave you a movie with Narinity right in the first scene?
Yes.
But not enough. We all agree, not enough.
That's another triple O. Not enough. No, that's only 2 words. That's a double O. All right, so back to the show. All right.
Back to the show.
I'll say a couple things that are going to be kind of, I don't even know. But listen. So Peter Weller, I enjoy movies with Peter Weller. I think he's fantastic in anything that he's ever been in. Yeah. So once I knew he was in this, I'm like, okay, this movie will hold water for me. What this movie is about, it's about Peter Weller, who's married to Shannon Tweed, which she makes her movie debut in this. All right?
Her cinema debut.
Because she was in a movie.
Because she was doing skin flicks.
No.
Yeah, she was.
She was in a movie before this that she was uncredited for. And
she was doing some
the movie she was in before this?
And stuff.
You know the movie she was in before this?
The movie she was in before this.
Yes.
I do not know.
If Tim gets this wrong, I get a point.
No, you don't get a
Body
point.
Double. She's uncredited in there. So
they picked the right body.
Right. Yeah. And you can't not like Shannon Tweed. Shannon Tweed is a lovely person. But anyways, back to the movie. So Peter Weller is married to Shannon Tweed.
You know what her best movie is?
Detroit Rock City?
No Contest. You ever heard of this? It is Die Hard at a beauty pageant, and she's like an ex-contestant or something, and she goes all nuts on people and shooting them. It's awesome.
Here's the thing about
it makes no sense, but it's awesome.
Here's the thing about No Contest. It's a double O movie. Double O. No Contest. This is triple O. That's double O.
Why are you picking letters that are in the middle of it?
Because watch the beginning. They line them up.
You know, Star Wars, some people call it double S.
Or double A.
Because it begins and it ends with an S.
Or double A.
So that's the thing.
Double A. Anyways, back to Star Wars. Yeah, that'd be right. All right, so back to this movie. So, Weller's... And I got some questions
Where'd you get going?
I know. I got some questions for Tim, too.
Why do you stop so often?
I don't know.
It's like somebody interrupts you or something. So, I don't know what's going on.
So back to Triple O. Peter Weller's, he's the main character. Him and Shannon Tweed are married. They got a kid. And the thing of it is that what he has to do is, so she goes away to her dad's, but he has to stay in the city. He's got to be in the city to, now let me connect the dots here. He's got to be in the city to make this big deal so that he can get promoted, so that they can make more money, whatever. And Shannon Tweed's like, fine, go ahead. I'll be with my rich dad. She wears a mink. They go out there playing tennis. She doesn't wear a bra. But anyway, so back to the movie.
At all. No. Throughout the entire film. The director, in a brilliant move, kept the room at 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
I have an off podcast story to tell you, Tim. And it has to do with my former employer.
Okay.
At a radio station. But anyways, so back to this. So anyways, maybe we'll talk.
Back to the show.
So now this movie is an hour and 20 minutes long. 28 minutes
so
long.
Is this damn review.
No, but anyways, so he's got to stay in town. But this is a lot like The Shining in a way. And the way that it is, in a way, wait for it. In The Shining, Jack Nicholson's character goes crazy. He goes crazy, he goes nuts. In this movie, Peter Weller is obsessed with this rat in his house. And I'm not spoiling anything because you're going to figure this out anyways. But he's obsessed with this rat.
Honestly, though, I will point this out because if you look at the poster,
yes,
you don't know what the problem is.
You don't.
And when they did the previews and the trailers for it,
you don't.
They made sure you didn't see it. And I think that's why it was a flop, partially.
Well, in the movie, in the beginning, you'll see this when you watch it. He like leaves for work or whatever, and they show whatever's watching him out the windows, and I didn't like that. Tim, I didn't like that at all because
are the close-ups of like the rat's little paw, which
what was
looks
that?
like a little demon.
It did.
Claw.
It
was,
did. So Peter Weller's character is a lot like the character in The Shining, where they both go nuts.
Wait a minute. Did you see The Shining?
Parts of it.
Then why do you keep asking me to give that movie to you?
Because it's a movie I saw, so I know where it's going to happen. Anyway, so back to the show.
You're never getting The Shining.
Good. So here's the thing. So Peter Weller's, but you know the thing of it is that I'm watching this, and I know why Peter Weller's is going after this rat. Because when he's talking to Cletus, is it Cletus?
Yeah, whatever that dude is. Yeah.
His name's Cleet, I think, in the movie. Whatever, I don't care. But here's the thing. So he talks to the maintenance guy. We'll keep it on her. He talks to the maintenance guy. The maintenance guy kind of gets in his head and goes, you know what? You get an exterminator in here, they're going to rip up the walls and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Ironically, there's an ironic twist to that. But how about those traps that he had for that rat?
Those were bear traps he had.
But the first rat traps were huge, and I'm like, what the heck is that all about? And no, I'm not going to be a spoiler. Don't even push the spoiler alert.
I'm waiting.
I'm not going to. But he does have like... You want me to spoil it, but I'm not going to. He has...
That's a preemptive spoiler alert.
Like Tim said, he has bear traps. He has all sorts of stuff. He's got I should almost brought my baseball bat here. So I brought a baseball bat tonight because of what happened last week. Mm-hmm. I'm prepared. If somebody comes knocking on that window tonight, I'll be knocking on their noggin. Let's just put it that way. I don't like that sound effect, but I had to go with it. So anyways, back to Triple O.
You don't like that one either.
I don't. What was that from? That was from The Conjuring?
Halloween.
Oof. No, that's all right. Halloween's fine. Halloween's like
that's what he likes.
Anyways, so, but what I don't understand is that Lori Wells, the one played by
now hold on. Did you notice that Peter Weller was a neat freak?
I did.
Okay.
I did. That's why
that's part of why the rat is just messing with him so bad.
The rat is being, I'm going to say it,
very ratty.
Could I say dick?
No.
Okay, so the rat is being a flashious item.
There's a different word I'm thinking of, but it's on a woman.
Wang?
Kind of.
Don't say that. Don't say that word. That's a bad word. So, actually, let's just do it this way. The rat's being a jerk, and he's like messing stuff for
the people. Rat is not a very good roommate.
He's terrible. And the thing of it is, it's like I wonder if he's like ticked off because Peter Weller like moved into this house and like redid everything and made it all nice, and I bet you it like interrupted what the rat wanted. Okay,
you think the rat is sitting around and he goes, I don't like what he did with the place.
I think so, because the rat just screws up the whole house. And there's points in the house, there's points where it's just like, I'm getting nervous for Peter Weller's character, Bart. I'm getting nervous for him because I'm like, his wife's coming home soon. And if
I was thinking that too. I'm like, dude, call the exterminator.
Right.
Now, my brother, I don't know how I missed it, but apparently he called earlier in the movie and I just didn't connect.
Maybe I missed that too.
You know, that the exterminator was busy and couldn't come out. And I'm like, then keep calling.
Right.
You know, when I had a problem over here,
yeah.
They were out the next day.
Yes.
It wasn't like, oh, wait for a week and a half while this thing destroys your house. In fact, had I said, this is an emergency, they would have been out there that day.
Right.
In fact, come to think of it, I think they were out late that same day to at least put some traps out and stuff. I do not buy for a sec. Oh my God, this fell over. I do not buy for a second, not for a moment. Oh my God,
Tim. And you were worried about mine.
Yeah, I was. I don't buy for a second that he couldn't get an exterminator. That did not ring true to me.
See, and then back when my wife and we lived in a different house. we had some little squeakers running around the house, but I took it. I took it into my own hands, right? And we had one night where, well, can I tell the story real quick, Tim?
Yeah.
So we had two different.
Better than your review.
Stop it. Triple O. So here we go. So anyway, so we had two different scenarios. You pick one or two, and I'll only tell one episode. What do you want? One or two?
No, whichever.
Okay. So we had the death drawer. So the death drawer was this drawer where we kept our utensils, right? But it was next to the sink. It's just like a drawer in anybody's house, like in the kitchen. And I'm like, you know what? Something's not right. So I took the utensils out. Now this is months and months. I'm like, something's not right. I take the utensils out. We move them. I put a trap in that drawer. And my wife and I were sitting there, and all of a sudden you hear, and I'm like, well, I think we got a mouse. So I go there and I take it out, and Debbie's like, oh my God, they're in that drawer.
And you look, and it's a coyote.
No, not a coyote yet.
Or a Black Panther.
No, none of that.
No? Okay.
And then so I take it out, whatever. They go, you know what? Let's set another trap. No kidding. 20 minutes later, we got another one. So now Debbie's like, my wife Debbie, she's freaking out. She's like, oh my God, we got mice all over the place. I'm like, that's a death drawer, baby. That's what's going to be the death drawer. So I looked underneath. I found a way to cover up a hole that must have been coming in there.
Yeah.
And we had no more mice in the death drawer. But it was funny that 20 minutes later, all of a sudden, and we got another one.
Man.
Now the other story. This is
why it was important for me to pick one, because we knew both were coming. So go ahead.
This other story it's more relatable to Triple O than just anything. So we also had an area where we had our garbage in a closet, right? And we're like, yeah, I think there's mice in there. I'm like, I don't know. So I set a trap.
Yeah.
But this trap was a different trap. It wasn't like a regular trap. It had jaws. And it would come down.
That sounds good.
And it would come down like this. It would just go like that.
That's like those traps he had.
Right, but it wasn't metal. Traps. It was plastic. They were plastic. I'm just saying. The one I had was plastic.
They'll mess you up.
So all of a sudden.
Hold on, I'm counting your fingers. Okay.
No. All of a sudden.
So there's a happy ending to
we're
the story.
sleeping, and our dog, our previous dog, Charlie, is like, he's going nuts. He's like, I'm like, something's going on.
That sounds
something's
like
going
Tango.
on. So
Tango's going nuts.
So I'm like, what's going on? Debbie's like, I think I hear something. I'm like, yeah, I do too. And I did, but I didn't want to.
Okay.
So I go, oh my God. I go in, I open this closet door.
Okay.
And this mouse, this big mama mouse, whatever, it had the jaws on its neck, and it's running around with it. It was like, you're not killed. Its neck muscles must have been so strong that it's running around. I'm like, oh my God. So I picked it up, took it outside, took a baseball bat, clunk. But it's running around with a trap on its head like a mutant mouse. Are you kidding me? And my dog felt sorry for him. It's like, oh. I'm like, no, don't feel sorry for that. No. But
bad dog.
But we've moved since then, and is there any wood? Knock on wood. Yeah. We're doing all right.
Yeah, lockdown.
So back to Triple O. Anyways, so he's
the only person in the world that calls it Triple O.
I don't know about that. I'm gonna watch my emails.
Sure.
So Peter Wellers, he goes crazy, and again with the whole house thing. My wife was gone last.
Mama Mouse didn't skip neck day.
Right, exactly.
Chat room.
So even last night, my wife was waiting. I'm like, you better keep the house picked up, whatever. I'm thinking about Peter Wellers, and this house is just a sty. I mean, ceilings down, water's been running, all sorts of stuff.
Oh, I was right.
How is that a spoiler?
Oh, keep going.
So that's that. Anyways, so
I love that part of the movie, though.
What part? Was destroying the house?
As things are just starting to fall apart, and you can tell he's just in. Forget it. This is happening.
At some point, he's just it's happening it's
now.
He puts on catcher's gear. He's got shin guards on.
I knew you'd love that.
He makes a baseball bat. He pounds nails into there. He's got a trap on there. I'm like, oh my God. But I got
what would have made it better for Jeff, everybody, is if you would have put together some form of flamethrower.
Yes.
That would have been over the top.
You know what? You want to get some points on a movie? Put a flamethrower in there. But I gotta ask you, Tim.
You gotta love that bat that he put together.
I know.
That looked like Mad Max.
It did.
Type stuff.
Little Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Now, Jennifer Dale, the one who plays Lori Wells, his secretary, are we thinking that he's been having an affair with her?
I think she wants an affair. And he's got Shannon Tweed. He's kind of like,
but he kisses her, and then I'm like, and she came in the house for like 2 seconds.
By that time, he was going cuckoo for Cocoa
He probably
Puffs.
was. He probably like, I got to get something. I'm not getting a mouse. I got to get something else.
Yeah.
I got to get the mouse catcher.
In my mouth.
The mouse catcher. But anyways, so let me give you a review.
Okay. Well, before that, there's something new that I'm doing for you, Jeff.
Great.
Do you know what it is?
I have no idea, Tim. Never.
Oh! There's
Already?
a Pauly Shore connection for your movie this week.
Okay.
It's I picked Peter. No, I picked Peter Weller.
All right.
Because he's the star.
Is it Weller or Wells?
It's Weller.
Okay.
And he is 2 steps. Vincent Chevalier is in the Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai with him. With Peter Weller, and then later was in Casper Meets Wendy.
Oh my God!
With Pauly Shore. Now, do you know who Vincent Chevalier is?
Not a clue.
Okay, he's the guy that if you ever saw the movie Ghost,
I have.
He has kind of a long face, and he was the guy that was in the train.
Yeah, he teaches them,
knocking stuff around.
He started teaches them. Yeah.
Right.
Really.
That's the guy.
Okay.
And he's got thousands of credits, so.
Well, I'm glad that I had a connection there.
Yes.
I thought it'd be something with the rat, but anyways.
Well, there you go.
But so here's my review. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Wait,
I have to press a button.
Do you want to take a guess first?
I'm gonna say it's a 6 or a 7.
It's a 7.
Oh wow!
I enjoyed it. There's a lot of I think because it's like an 83. It's an 80s movie. It's sort of nostalgic in a way.
Yeah.
And
it moves quickly because it's an hour and a half.
I love Peter Weller. I really do. I love him in any kind of movie he's been in. And then you throw in Shannon Tweed, and you're getting a 7. Tim, you might have got more points on another end. And the other thing is that The Rat, it's so obscure. It was a good movie. It's a solid movie. It's not an 8, 9, or 10, but it's a very solid movie to go see.
Well,
watch.
I will say, rewatching it, I enjoyed it. But that ending is not good.
Yeah,
don't tell anybody. Yeah, the ending, I'm like, no.
Yeah, no.
That wasn't quite what I was hoping for.
And I get points for not spoiling.
Not spoiling more than usual, right?
More than usual.
Right.
I didn't spoil anything. How can you tell this movie? How can you talk about this movie without saying it's a rat?
I guess you have to.
Thank you.
I guess you have to. Hey, you know what's happening?
No.
It's time for the OWC Sports Report with our reporter, Jeff.
That's right. That's me.
Jeff!
That's me. I'm Jeff Miller, and this is the sports that I know. The Brewers.
Hold on. That's baseball. Here we go.
The Brewers have defecated out Craig Counsell, and they
brought in brand new.
And they brought into the fold
poop.
Pat Murphy. No, he's awesome. He's almost got 1,000 wins in NCAA. He won a national championship. He was coach of Arizona State and Notre Dame. He's going to be an awesome coach for the next 3 years, I think. But then they also brought in. Now this is confusing. They brought
for the next 3 years.
Yes, he's got a 3-year contract. But here's the twist, Tim.
They
brought in an old.
It's a twist.
They brought an old Brewer, Ricky Weeks. He's going to be an associate manager. No other team has got this. So we've got a manager and an associate manager.
Wow, are we lucky?
What they're doing is they're grooming Ricky for after 3 years. Ricky will be the manager of the Milwaukee Brewers, and I'm actually okay with all this. So long as Double C doesn't come back, I'm fine.
Couldn't they just hire a monkey or something to do that job?
Nah, we're good.
It's just a manager.
We're good.
They don't hit the ball or anything.
Let's talk about the Packers. The Packers are in Lambeau this week. They're going to try to get a win. They're going to try their best to get a win. They're going to be playing the
What have they been doing the last few weeks? Not trying?
Losing miserably. They are going to be playing the Los Angeles Chargers. and I will be at that game. I'll probably have a live take from you from the game. Yes, a live take. So go to my email. It'll be in there. And then the Bucks.
Bucks too.
The Bucks won last night.
I got a lot of work over
They
here.
beat Toronto. They revenged their loss on November 1st to the Raptors. They won without Giannis. I'm a little disappointed that Giannis didn't play. It's a right calf strain. To me, it sounds like load management, and if that's the case, Giannis, you're better than that. And the Admirals play Saturday night. And that's all the sports that I know.
Wow, that was incredibly great.
Awesome. Thank you, Tim.
That was great.
Thank you.
Lots of energy. You know what we're going into with even more energy now?
Merch.
That's right, baby.
We got to make some money over here.
I love First Madness.
There it is. Okay, do you want to guess where we're going to be at the end?
Yeah. Right now?
Yeah.
Oh,
what Muskego location?
You know what I want to say? I want to say the place inside Parkland Mall that started with an S.
Spurgeon's?
Yes, I'm saying Spurgeon's.
All right, here we go. Let's find out.
Let's make some merch money.
Yes. 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 Okay. All
Open
right.
it up, Muskego style.
Oh, baby.
Yeah! Why don't you explain what that is?
That's the pizza burger. It's a famous pizza burger of Muskego.
The Muskego Restaurant was the actual name of the restaurant.
Wait, say it again?
The Muskego Restaurant.
See, I don't know if I knew that. I knew where they had just a stand.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking of, right? Just a stand.
Yeah. But it was called the Muskego Restaurant to prove how incredibly creative they were. But they made pizza burger. It is still made.
It is.
You can get it at some of the local and actually nationally. You can get it at some places. If you go to I think it's originalpizzaburger.com or something, it'll tell you if it's in the grocery stores by you.
What are your thoughts on it? Did you like it?
Going through college, I had an awful lot of it because it was super easy to make in a frying pan. And you're ready to go. Get a little tomato sauce and a bun, and you're ready to go.
Did you ever get it from the stand?
I never got it from the stand.
I did. Actually, my brother-in-law.
And I think there's 2 places in town that have the official pizza burger yet.
Frozen, you mean?
No, they have the official recipe and all that.
Really?
Yeah. 2 taverns, we'll call them.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to talk about that. Well, we can talk about it now.
I think one of them is TJ's Roundabout. And
okay.
I don't think it's Maddie's, but there's at least
Danny
one
Haskell?
other place. I can't recall. It's on their website. So.
And you know who should get it
stuff.
if they don't have it, which they don't? The local. Best pizza in Muskego. But listen, here, okay, talk about Hell Realm. I just want to say that I had it from the stand.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I loved it. I love pizza burgers.
It's good stuff.
Muskego.
It's good stuff.
Muskego in a sandwich. It's
Now,
Muskego in your mouth.
When you're not in Muskego, Jeff, where do you like to travel to?
To Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
That's right, because they have Horror Realm every year and the first weekend of March at the Crown Plaza in Pittsburgh South. And they have some great guests coming this year, like that guy, and that one too, and this guy right here. Well, this lady here. And there's another lady who you know.
Cleve.
Yep.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's going to be
Frank
a lot
and
of
Hooker.
fun. Yeah, we got Frank and Hooker there. We have Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw 3. A number of people from the Rob Zombie Halloween are at this year's film. I love William Forsythe, who played Flat Top in Dick Tracy.
Who are you looking most forward to seeing?
William Forsythe is pretty high on the list. Barbara Crampton, I'm just going to sit there and let little butterflies go through my stomach. And that'll be fun. But I think it's William Forsythe.
Okay,
I think it is.
mine's Crampton.
Yeah, I know.
No one would know that.
You. When we're not live on the show, it's all he talks about.
It's Crampton.
It's a little bit.
And I've got her periodical that I'm gonna have her sign.
Her periodical.
Yes.
Okay.
But here we go. So we're gonna be out there too, right?
We are going to be out there,
We might have
and
people
it's going to
following
be fantastic. Yeah, everybody out in front of the Muskego restaurant at 3 a.m. that morning. We're going to make a wagon train out there.
You know what? Wouldn't that be cool if we did have followers come follow us? We'd have like we could play convoy.
Why did I say that?
That'd be awesome. You know what? I know that our listeners would want to probably be there if they could.
They probably do, but it doesn't just have to be a fantasy. You can come this year. There are tickets still available, but you better exit.
Isn't there?
What is with this tripod today? Keeps falling over. It's like you in season 1.
That's what she said.
Oh,
hey, isn't there something going out there this weekend? Isn't there? It's that this weekend.
No, it was last weekend
Oh, shoot.
that they
I missed it.
they had their
It was
their swap meet,
Yeah.
their flea market, and from what I hear, it was very successful.
Really?
again for them. Yes. So thanks to all the people that came out to the Horror Realm swap meet this weekend.
which was also at the Crown Plaza.
Also at the Crown Plaza. All right, it's time for the good review. of
And
the
Jeff to
show.
take a break and
Jeff
eat
can
some
take a break.
cheese balls.
Cheese
You
ball,
want some cheese balls?
No. Did you see the amount of pizza I ate? I all but ate the box.
How can you not eat cheese balls during Balls of Fury?
Balls of Fury. So, Balls of Fury. Hey, folks, want to see a crappy movie? I got just the thing for you. It actually, I knew I was in
It was a
for a
good movie.
movie
It was
that
good.
wasn't going to be awesome.
It was good, though.
It was not as bad as I expected, but still, it's really bad. Dan Folger, not Dan
Fogelberg.
not Dan Fukufaka, is
Folgers.
Dan Folger.
Oh, wait, is he the founder of Folgers Coffee?
I believe he is.
Ah.
Yes. But Dan there, he is in the lead. he's probably the guy you want to hire to say a funny line and then disappear into the background in the rest of your movie. He's not Vince Vaughn in Dodgeball. He's not what?
You know what he's not, though?
What?
Jack effing Black. I could see
I would
Jack
have
Black.
preferred this with Jack
I could
Black.
see that being Jack Black, and I would have been like, oh my God, I would have vomited. Go ahead.
And personally, it would have been funny instead
it
of
wouldn't have.
what this was.
No, it wouldn't.
They also bring Christopher Walken into the movie, and they don't let Christopher Walken be Christopher Walken. If you're hiring Christopher Walken, particularly for a comedy, let him be all his weird self. And they really don't. The only joke that they rely on with Christopher Walken is that he is clearly not Chinese, and they dress him up as Chinese as they can. Okay, ha ha. That's more of a laugh than this movie got while I was watching it. Now, James Hong is also in the movie. James Hong is one of the best Chinese character actors ever.
Iconic.
He had, of the laughs that were allegedly in the film, he had them because he's
killing
playing
me,
a
Tim.
blind ping pong champion.
You're killing me.
I am. And why did you give me this movie?
This wasn't bad.
What were you thinking of?
I actually enjoyed it. I did. I watched it and enjoyed it.
Really?
I did.
How much did you...
I don't want to sway your answer.
Oh, my God. All right. Then there's Maggie Q, who she was very young, very cute, and about 20 pounds when making this movie. The thing with Maggie Q, I actually like Maggie Q quite a bit. I liked her in the TV series Nikita. The little that I got to watch while that was on first run, I loved her in the I think it was Die Hard 4 she was in. She was in a TV show called Stalker that I love. I like Maggie Q quite a bit. Here's the thing though. Maggie Q is an intense actress. She is not really a comedic actress.
Okay.
So she was miscast. I mean, I liked looking at her, but she was miscast. Then you have George Lopez. Now, I would say he was being wasted, but here's the thing. He's frankly no friggin' good, so he fit right in. Wow.
Wow,
there was
Tim,
no
you're killing me
character
here.
art. There was nothing to what he was doing. Like, the joke for him was, oh, he joined, what was it, the CIA? The
Yeah,
CIA,
FBI.
so that he could have lots of action, right? And then they give him like this much action and the whole thing. Yeah, you know, if you're going to set that up, you got to pay it off. This movie was like setups the movie, and then they forgot to knock him down. It was like, oh my God, they're setting this up, and then it doesn't pay off. There's a cameo with Patton Oswalt. That was probably one of the best scenes in the damn freaking movie. But again, it was like all set up, and the payoff, you knew what the payoff was going to be the minute Patton Oswalt comes on the screen. He's so incredibly inept, and we've established that Dan Folger's character can really do some ping pong. He's doing all sorts of tricks and stuff.
He was really good.
You're like, oh, wow. This is going to be hilarious. He's going to beat the hell out of this loser. You know that the loser is just going to mop the floor with him. It's just a matter of how. And they do it in a jump cut, which was the best way to do it. But then they just let it die. And I'm like, okay, you almost had a laugh. Good thing you turned out of the way, folks. You didn't want to have people get hurt by laughing at your comedy, for crying out loud.
What's a jump cut?
A jump cut is where, you know, they'll set something up like they did there. They're about to start playing ping pong. And then just with no warning, it goes zap and you're in another scene. In that case, they're coming out of the gym.
Yeah.
And like, oh my God, I lost.
I
which,
get ya.
oh, wait. Just hit it. So I spoiled that. Let me tell you, I'm going to enjoy spoiling this movie so you have no interest in seeing it.
Do we ever have
It's
jump
a
cuts
public service that I'm providing.
Do we ever have jump cuts?
Jump cuts on this show?
Yeah.
Only if we screw up real
Okay.
bad and I got to clean something out. So, like, okay. I'm being disingenuous. I did laugh once or twice. However, they never capitalized on them, or they went too long. So I talked about one where they didn't capitalize on it. The other was there's this joke about courtesans, okay? That should have been a one-shot joke. Oh, it's men instead of women. Oh, that's the joke. Ha, ha, moving on. No, they make it into like a 5-minute sequence.
Yeah, you're right. I
was like, this shouldn't be a side story.
That got old, I know.
Now, the character, the actor that plays the courtesan, Diedrich Bader, he probably has the best line in the entire movie, but it's totally random. It could have been anybody. George Lopez's character, again, it would have been better had they actually developed the character. They just gave him that hook, and then they just let the thread hang. So it was like a limp noodle, watching a limp noodle in the wind. Now, Maggie Q, again, I said she wasn't very funny, but at least they went, oh, she's not very funny. Let's keep her in very little clothing. Let's do that. So at least the director saw that and said, oh, that's not working. Let's do this and at least give the movie a little bit of production value. Now, as for our villain, is Christopher Walken, or is it? Or is it the East German guy? Because to me, they developed the East German guy more than they did Christopher Walken. Okay. But So I'm sitting there, and then you're expecting a big showdown with the East German guy. Nah, we'll walk away from it.
That's right.
I'm like, what the hell are you doing? And he was at least a developed character, and they kind of let him go. Then they go to the undeveloped. Here's Christopher Walken, and he's funny because we put him in a funny costume. And I didn't even get a giggle out of his character. Christopher Walken, you would say, this dude could read the phone book and you'd start giggling because he's just so weird and wonderful.
Wonky.
And it doesn't work in this thing. So I really don't know what to say beyond that. I would say it was disappointing, but I wasn't expecting anything out of this.
What about the Hall of Fame?
You mean the horror movie connection?
No. Yeah.
What do you mean? No.
Yeah. No. Go ahead.
It should be coming.
Do you
up.
have one?
Hold on, it's coming.
You have to have one.
Oh, I got a lot of them.
Oh, no. There's
a horror movie connection.
No, we have a Hall of Famer in here.
Well, yeah, we got. First, let me go through the list here. We got Dan Folger, right?
Okay.
Motherfucker. He's been in. He was in Sharknado 5. This is like. That's probably. Here's what's scary.
God,
this is one of his biggest credits with Sharknado 5.
What?
So he's
5?
Not
There's
a
5
real,
of those?
I think there's more. I think it's like 7.
That's getting old.
Oh, it was old in the first one. Now, Christopher Walken himself, he was in The Dead Zone, which you are definitely going to get one of these years.
Dead Zone?
The movie The Dead Zone is based on a Stephen King novel. It's really good. He also was in The Stepford Wives, which I find interesting.
Why is that a horror movie?
Well,
it's not a horror movie.
The Stepford Wives?
Yeah.
I don't think you watched it the same way.
I saw
it. You saw the comedy version.
With Faith Hill.
Yeah, that's the comedy version that was made many, many years after the version he was in.
I got you.
And then we have George Lopez. You know what I have to say about him? A loser.
What?
Nothing of note.
Really?
He has like 4 credits, but I couldn't even find anything that anybody had ever seen. So
well, that still count as credits? Horror credits?
No, he's a loser. Maggie Q was in Fantasy Island.
I wanted to see that.
The new Fantasy Island.
I wanted to
That's
see that.
That's actually kind of fun. That's
but
kind of fun movie.
I don't know if I can handle it. I don't know.
Agreed. Then we got James Hong. Now, James Hong.
You're an ass.
I know. James Hong, actually, he seems like he's older than God.
He's not that old, though.
He's super old.
He's 42.
No, he's not. In that picture, he might be. Not in this movie.
Shit.
Okay. Guess how many total credits, like movies, he's been in?
Like over 100.
Yeah, 458.
Are you serious?
458.
Oh my God.
This year, he was a voice on Gremlins, Secrets of the Mogwai.
Does that count?
Which you're going to be seeing the first of those movies. So that's why I mentioned it.
If he's a voice, does that count?
Yeah, it's a credit. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Now, I believe his biggest role was he was in Big Trouble in Little China. I don't think so, Mr. Barton. I just loved him in that movie. He was in the original Outer Limits. He did a Tales from the Dark Side, One Step Beyond. But I mean, literally, the guys had 458 credits.
Was he the second Revenge of the Nerds when they go down to spring break? Wasn't he like Booger's mentor?
Could be.
I think so.
Could be. I did not go through all 458 credits.
What are you doing all day then?
I don't know.
What
doing
the
my
hell?
job. Then Terry Crews, oddly, not as many as I expected. He did Scary Movie 5. And then we come upon, that's Diedrich Bader. He was the courtesan. He does a lot of voice work, but he's done like animated horror movies like Gargoyles and Scooby-Doo and that sort of thing. But those are, they're not hardcore or anything. But
well, he should be called a loser then. Like George Lopez, that should be a loser.
Fine, there you go.
All right.
You know who isn't a loser?
Who?
Do you know?
Me. Oh.
Robert Patrick.
I know
Do you know
that.
why?
No.
Hall of Famer.
What else is he in?
He was in The Faculty,
Yes, he was.
and he was in Light in the Sky, that movie, the Fire in the Sky.
Oh, was he?
He was in there. From Dusk Till Dawn 2, he was in Tales from the Crypt, Outer Limits in the 90s, so he must have some Canadian blood in him. And he was in the movie Asylum.
I know it's not a horror movie, but was he the cyborg in Terminator?
Yes, he was Terminator 2. He was the bad guy in that one, T-1000.
And since you're doing Hall of Fame, you passed it up. It was
What?
Terry Crews. He was in Longest Yard.
Wait.
Oh wait, did I give you the new one or the old one?
You gave me the old one.
Then he is
wasn't
not
in
one. Then
there.
he's not
not
one.
Hall of Fame. I'm like, yeah, he was in Longest Yard, but that's not the one we watched. Whew. Okay, so, and last but not least, we have Cary-Hiroyuki
I've never seen him
Tagawa.
before. Never.
This guy is also in so many movies. He has 142 credits.
Wow.
But I recognized him. He was a James Bond villain once.
Was he?
Yeah, he was in one of my favorites with Timothy Dalton. License to Kill. He's in License to Kill. But he has been in the movie Vampires, The Tomb, and Sky Shark. So we have 9 folks there. Who do you think has the highest percentage?
Well, it's not Hong because he's in so many movies, so it can't be him.
He actually has an impressive number. He's got 6.8%.
Yeah, but it's
Which
not
is,
good.
but that's high considering he has 458 movies.
I don't know. Out of all these people in this movie, I would.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know anymore.
It's not who you think it is. I'll tell you.
I'll
that.
say Walken.
You'd say Walken. He has an impressive number. He's at 9.8.
Oh, who is it
He's at
then?
9.8. You ain't gonna believe it. It's Maggie. Maggie
Really?
had 16.3%. She only has 43 credits. You know, like you say,
Yeah.
if you have relatively few credits, that number goes up. But that's why we did Horror Movie Connection, was
Yeah.
to show at the beginning of your career, that's when you do all these things.
What would you say about that Fantasy Island? Do they have a Mr. Rourke in there?
I'll give it to you.
I'm kind of worried about it.
It's a fun
All right.
movie. It's fun.
Oh, so it's gonna.
You know
be
what else is
comedy-ish.
fun? Well, not exactly, but here it's time for Pauly Shore.
Oh yeah, what do we got here?
So let's see. We went with Dan Folger.
Berg.
Right. He was in the DC
Wow.
League of Super Pets,
Tim, I don't know how you get this stuff. Holy cow.
which connects with Olivia Wilde.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Oh, I just watched.
Cowboys and aliens.
I just watched her in Richard Jewell, the Clint Eastwood movie about
Really?
that guy.
Yeah, no.
She, oh my God. Oh
I'll
my
have
God.
to watch
So
that.
beautiful.
I only know her from Cowboys and Aliens.
Yeah, she, gorgeous. And then she was in a movie called How It Ends that also stars our friend Pauly Shore.
No kidding.
You know what's scary about the Pauly Shore connection?
What?
I am now collecting Pauly Shore movies, so I watch them all. So I know these connections.
So which one do you still have to watch? Son-in-Law.
Son-in-law, I have
Jury
I
Duty?
have lined up Jury Duty, Biodome,
Oh my God.
In the Army Now, I think is
Here's
is
the
one of
thing.
them.
I've seen
So-
all of those, Tim.
Have you?
Yeah.
I just saw Encino Man the first time this
Tim, where have you
last
been?
month.
Where have you been? You watch quality movies. That's the problem.
That is a problem.
That's the problem.
Luckily, this one doesn't fall into that category. You know what?
Ah.
I was gonna give you a 3, but you were so kind listening to my review. I'm gonna give it a 4.
Thanks, Tim.
I'm gonna give it a 4, even though I know you gave it to me knowing that you were hurting me.
No, I thought
in
it was a funny movie.
sadomasochistic way.
I thought it was a funny
But-
movie.
Funny how?
I enjoyed it. I
Really?
enjoyed his Def Leppard stuff. I enjoyed the whole thing.
Wow.
And you know what? And honestly, if it was Jack Black, I would have hated this movie.
See, I think that would have saved it. I also said, if Chris Farley was alive, he could have saved the movie.
I could handle Chris Farley.
Because
but
Chris Farley would have fixed it. Here's the problem. Okay, Dan Folger, he's a fat guy, right?
Yeah.
And they're doing ping pong.
Yeah.
Don't you think the person you hire to do that job should have some knowledge of slapstick and actually be funny if he does slapstick? There was no slapstick that worked in this entire movie.
What about the guy who played in Superbad, Jonas something?
Oh, Jonah Hill?
Would he have done good in this?
Before he lost the pounds, you probably.
What about that Zach Galifianakis?
I'm not a Zach fan.
Okay, see, you're like with Jack Black. You wouldn't have thought he would have done any good in there. Maybe he would have.
Let me put it this way: he wouldn't have done worse.
So you're saying that this was just so bad because of that character? That character.
That and the waste of Christopher Walken.
Okay,
they wasted
All
him.
Right.
The story isn't very good. George Lopez, I'm thinking about the three.
No,
I'm thinking about the three again. But I'm going to be nice.
Chess. You took your fingers off.
I'm going to be nice and keep it at that. But yeah, there's a lot of problems here. Now, if you're at a friend's house and they have this on, I would not run away. This is more of a situation where you go into their bathroom and you drop a deuce.
Tim!
And you're really, really stinking up because they're trying to kill you. You should probably attempt a little fight back.
They do not.
Okay. I think I'm right about this. Hey, everybody. It's time for your somewhat favorite part of the show.
This is the favorite part of the show, but I'm so far behind, this doesn't even really make a difference anymore. But
here we go. It's trivia time, baby. Now, the way this works, we say 2 truths and a false. Okay, we have 3 things that we're going to say. 2 of them are just outright lies. Or no, 2 of them are the truth. And 2 are outright lies. Why is that still set from last week? There we go.
what happened?
I'm very disappointed.
What happened?
You don't have to know about it.
I wasn't paying attention.
I know. That's like most of the show.
All right.
All right. Are you going first?
Yeah. All right.
Yep. Yep.
You ready?
I don't know.
I have to remember what I wrote.
I'm double checking he isn't watching the chat room.
I have my chat room closed.
Yeah.
You ready? Oh, here we go.
I am.
Okay.
Hit me.
Maggie Q,
who
competed in track and swim in high school in Hawaii, won Best Body her senior year in high school.
That's a progressive high school. Okay.
At 35, James Hong ceremonially opened the judo competition in the inaugural Olympics in 1964 in Tokyo.
Okay.
And Christopher Walken spent one summer as a teenager as a lion tamer.
Okay, I'm going to believe the Christopher Walken thing. You could have literally said anything about Christopher Walken, I would have believed it.
Okay.
So there's nothing too outrageous when it comes to Christopher Walken. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that one's true.
Okay.
Maggie Q does have an awesome body. So I'm going to say, even though I think that high school should be shot for having such an award.
The Best Body Award?
The Best Body Award? That is
in Hawaii?
misogynistic. So I don't think that's right. But I'm going to say, okay, that's true. So what was the second one again?
About James Hong.
Yeah, James Hong, you know what? It could have happened. It should have happened. But it's almost too believable. So I'm going to say that's the lie.
Wow. You're saying that's the lie.
I'm
well,
saying
then
that's
you're
the
correct.
lie. Oh, yeah. Woo.
So I
Crank it up. And I'm just saying, Christopher Walken, you could have said he walked on the moon one time, and I would have went, did he? That would have maybe given me pause. Anything else? Oh, yeah, of course he did.
Yep. Well, there you go. Good job, Tim.
Okay, guess what? I have a theme to my trivia.
I've been
comments
trying to
this
have a
time.
theme, but go
Are
ahead.
you ready for this thing? Well, the theme is the movie of an
Triple O?
unknown origin.
Triple O?
Triple O, right. It's directed by a guy called George Cosmatopoulos. Okay?
Yeah.
All three of these are about George.
Great.
So,
See, mine are fun. Yours,
Yeah.
I really got to think.
they're
Let's
really
go.
painful.
Let's go.
Yeah. Did I say his name right? Let's put
Who
that up.
cares? I say Dan Fogelberg. So, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I'm not you, Jave. Yeah, George P. Cosmatos. Okay. So, the director of this film is a frequent collaborator of Sly Stallone. He directed Cobra and First Blood Part 2 Rambo. That's number one.
I'm listening.
Number two, the director of this film is a frequent collaborator with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You suck.
He directed Raw Deal and Commando.
You sucked him.
I do. Number three, the director of this film made Tombstone. His last film was Shadow Conspiracy.
What was Shadow Conspiracy about, and who was in it?
It has one of the Sheens. It's either Charlie, I think it's Charlie Sheen, and it's like a thriller type thing. And I have not seen it, but it's on, I think, Tubi, and it's in my queue. No, it's not in Tubi. It is on, not Canopy, the other one, Hoopla. It's on Hoopla from the library. It's in my queue.
Why? Why?
I like the movies this guy makes.
Whatever, Tim. All right, so here's the thing.
Here's the no, the thing we watched like 2 seasons.
This is what I'm going with here.
Here's what he's going with.
Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, yes.
Okay.
But now I'm thinking to myself, so what's
So-
different? So what's different? So you
What's
have
different?
you have movies by Sylvester Stallone that are similar to movies like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then you have Tombstone. So I'm thinking, what two are the same? What's different? Just like when you're doing Scantrons in high school, except if there was 5 of them, you would take C. But there isn't 5. There's 3. But you got to take the one that's different. So what I'm thinking right now, and I'm going to be upset,
Yeah.
but I don't know the answer to this, so I have to take a guess. I'm going to say 2 of them are the same. But see, now Tim could be doing this because
He's
Jeff's.
such a dick, that guy.
Tim is gonna stop. So Tim might say, well, you know what? Jeff is gonna follow the trail like a little mouse and go, cheese,
Like a little mouse.
cheese trap. And but I don't know if that's what he's gonna do. But I think that something makes me think Arnold Schwarzenegger is true. Okay.
Okay.
But now I gotta think: does he go with Sly, and then does he go with what were the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies? Raw Deal and
Raw Deal and Commando.
okay, and then the other one was
Both
Cobra,
early in his career.
Cobra and
Cobra and First Blood Part 2 Rambo.
So 2, not 1. Okay,
Correct.
I'm gonna kick myself for this, but I think Tim's leading me down a track, but I'm gonna go down that track, and I'm gonna get snapped by this trap. But I'm gonna say that Tombstone is a lie.
I love all the rat stuff. You think Tombstone's the lie?
I do.
Wait, would you like to take one of them off the board and try something?
This isn't Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Tombstone's a lie.
You want to phone a friend?
Tombstone's a lie.
You're sure?
Tombstone's a lie.
That's a shame.
Oh,
I tried to let you out of it.
don't do that. But what?
I tried to let you out.
Which one's a lie? The Stallone one, right?
No, Stallone is who he's a frequent collaborator with. He's
Unfreaking
not
real.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh my God.
Actually, Jeff, if I were to read you his filmography, you'd love a lot of his movies. He's done. I was like, who is this guy? I can't believe it. He's got, well, here. What else did he have on his list? It was unreal. So,
Here's Cobra.
Cobra.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sly Stallone.
Right.
Right. That was true.
Oh,
Arnold was false.
you rat.
See, Rambo First Blood.
Yeah, Tombstone.
He's got Of Unknown. These are all, The Beloved is a good flick.
I
You
never
never saw that.
Triple O is on there.
Leviathan
I saw that.
is
I
a
love-
Peter Weller movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I mean,
Damn it,
some good
Janet.
stuff in here. I like, who is this guy? Never heard of him before.
He's-
But
he is passed.
oh yeah, 2005. did the croak sandwich. Well, folks,
This puts the
This-
championship out of contention, I believe.
well, we do have people in the chat room that do math, so let's check the scoreboard.
I'm out of it. 72. I'm way out.
72 to 55.
Can't happen.
I don't know.
It can't.
It's gonna be close.
No, even 15 points would get me only to 70. So it's not going to happen.
Let's see. Is he mathematically eliminated? I don't think so. Unless there is a penalty, in which case you could win if I get penalized.
How would you get penalized? We haven't had penalty in 6 seasons before.
You never
this.
know. You don't know.
Because right now, if
I do a lot of evil things. What if I were to start, I run over to your house and suck all the blood out of Tango?
You know what? You should be penalized for what you did last week with your little horror
I didn't do
thing.
nothing there.
Anyways,
You can't prove
we'll
shit.
still play to the end, see how close I can get, and we'll go from there. We got 2 good movies left.
Just get that trophy ready for me, brother.
We finished. I gotta clean
Get
it
that
out.
trophy.
I usually drink shots out of it. So, anyways, let's talk about next week's movies. Next week's movies are kind of cool.
Well, next week.
We're both finishing strong.
Well, next week is
Good work.
Thanksgiving, everybody.
Gobble gobble
Do
gobble. Gobble.
not tune in for next week
Gobble,
because
gobble,
you're
gobble,
not
gobble,
going to
gobble,
see
gobble.
anything.
Gobble gobble. Gobble
Okay.
gobble gobble. Wait. Gobble
What?
gobble 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 gobble.
What's coming November 30th, the last Thursday of the month, is our strong episode, the 9th inning, and it's going to be a barn burner, folks. Here's why. The sports movie is The Rookie. Well, how did you choose The Rookie? Certainly not by watching it.
I chose The Rookie because I never saw The Rookie. But you know what, though? It's a feel-good movie. It's a true story. Dennis Quaid always does a great job.
It has one of my favorite actors, Dennis Quaid. I love Dennis Quaid. I have not seen this film. So
Inner Space. Oh, let me talk about Inner Space a little bit. Whatever. Anyways.
I'm going to watch it again, I think.
Anyways, The Rookie. You know what?
Maybe I'll watch that instead of The Rookie.
So here's the thing. It's a true story, and I love baseball. So baseball is always going to be high on my
You do
list.
not love baseball because all you do is spew hate about the beloved Craig Counsell.
Which the Brewers defecated out their arses this week. Anyways, The Rookie. Tim gets The Rookie.
And Little Jafe gets Gremlins. One of the 2 movies that were the final straw in the back that caused the PG-13 rating.
Really?
Prior to this movie,
Are you serious?
and one other movie that came out that year, the previous year Poltergeist came out, and people started talking about it. Hey, some of these PG movies, they're a little racy, but it wasn't an R-rated movie. What are we going to do? So they started talking about PG-13. And then this movie came out, I think, the same month as the other one. And the other one was Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom, which has the grab into the chest and pull out the beating heart scene.
Really?
And this one, of course, has some ultra violence in there.
So this is PG-13 or PG?
This was PG. I don't know if they ever went back and re-rated it because it really should be PG-13. Very much so. But yeah, this is one of the movies that caused a PG-13 rating.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. Now you can't use that for trivia. But by the way,
You can't use it for trivia.
yeah, I'm going to tell you something that
What?
you probably didn't connect this dot.
I probably didn't.
Of unknown origin,
Triple O.
sometimes called Triple O. That movie's turning 40 years old later this month. It opened
Nice.
in November, 40 years ago.
It's worth the watch. It really is. It's worth the watch.
It's an interesting little viewing.
It's a
yeah.
pizza and a beer, get some buddies together type of movie.
I don't know. Do you want to be eating during that one?
Yeah, don't give it away.
Yeah.
I want to eat rat pizza.
Little rat pizza. Hey, give me some of that rat.
You ever eat rat?
No. Have you?
No. No.
Give me this. All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for watching tonight. Remember to tune in 2 weeks' time Do not tune in for Thanksgiving because we'll just have a live feed of Jeff eating at his home with Tango.
Tim?
Yeah.
I think it's only appropriate if you give a quick shout out to your T-shirt.
Oh.
I think you should.
Yeah, the artist that drew the Jaws poster, that poster, he passed away, I think it was yesterday.
I think it was yesterday.
Yeah. A great artist. So I ordered a Jaws shirt.
Do you know, I'm not trying to set you up here, but do you know, did he draw other posters in this? Or
he drew other posters.
Okay.
And I said this, okay, this was wonderful. Before we went on air, I said, it's possibly the greatest movie poster of all time. It's certainly one of the most popular. And Jeff goes, no, it's not. No, it's not. This is up there with Jar Jar Binks' poo-poo.
Oh, that's right.
As one of the great...
you want that.
Okay, what do you think is one of the best movie posters of all time? There's a lot of good ones, so you could name it. I
Tim,
would agree.
I don't know. I don't look at the posters.
But I know you're going to pick something that's going to be ridiculous.
The All-Nighter with Susanna Hoffs.
There you go. All right. Fantastic. He does not ever loves to fulfill the wishes of all his fans. He never disappoints.
Keep the emails coming.
He is known as the Ump. Time to close the crypt and call the game. Thank all of you for watching. Remember to share and subscribe to our show and feed. And next week, you can feed.
2 weeks.
But next week, feed.
Oh.
Then come back to the feed. That was clever, right?
Are you a
Not
white
really.
meat or dark meat person?
I am the lasagna.
Really?
No, we're going to have spiral cut ham because I don't know if you know this, being a German, we're contractually obligated to have a certain amount of pork in every meal.
I didn't know that.
That's true.
All right.
You can find the show at otherworldlyculture.com, or you can follow the show on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Pandora, iHeart, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and all the other fine places that you find podcasts. Remember, everybody, if it's sports, that's a home run. If it's horror, run home! We're dead on the bases, and we'll see you next time. Triple O. Triple O is the long-awaited sequel to Vin Diesel's Triple X.
I'll be honest with you. That is literally the first thing I thought of when I saw the opening credits.
No, here's the thing that's crazy. I believe you. I believe you 100% that is what, there's Jeff sitting there and he's thinking, hey.
That's what makes
That's Triple O.
That's what makes this show so much fun.
Oh my
It's
God.
never what you expect.
Agreed.